Rolling, it's the Major League World Heavyweight Champion, your boy Hammer, Alexander Hammerstone, and you are turning in to True Heel Heat. And if you turn it off, I'll hit you with the Nightmare Pendulum.
You already know what time it is, man. The young goat in the building. Make sure you tune in to True Heel Heat Podcast.
All right, hello, True Heel Heat. I'm the AEW World Champion, MJF. Just in case you're deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or since you listen to this podcast, or you're listening to True Heel Heat, and I apologize for that.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and my Twitter account for another edition of Collision Discourse. After a few weeks away, we are back live on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel across our social media platforms for Collision Discourse number 14, reviewing the October 14th, 2023 edition of AEW Collision as only we can. And of course, if this is Collision Discourse, I am joined by our favorite alcoholic or recovering alcoholic, formerly sober, now just and also organic. He is JJ. How are you doing? You're muted, sir.
I'm also muted, guy JJ. I am a multitude of things, but how are you guys doing today? Beautiful day.
Off to a great start, sir. Off to a great start.
Muted guy JJ. That's the name today. Mute guy.
Off to a great start, sir. But yes, how are you doing today, sir? It's been a few weeks since we joined the people for Collision Discourse. We've missed a lot of things.
The last two?
We missed about 2-3 weeks because we missed the go home show to Wrestle Dream and we missed last week's show. So we missed not much with the go home shows to Wrestle Dream. Omega and Jericho team for the first time. That's like the thing I remember the most from that episode. And we missed last week, which had FTR losing the AEW World Tag Team titles to Ricky Starks and Big Bill. So any thoughts, any comments on any of the shows that we missed?
I'm also happy to see that Edge will be on Raw. I'm also happy that Adam will be on Collision every week. That's a good plus. FTR losing the titles was very surprising, seeing how I thought we were going in a different direction. But now I also see this could also lead to another direction with the Bucks and FTR. Bucks take the titles from Starks and Big Bill. Because I don't see them having a long reign. I just don't. I don't get that vibe. Only because that they're still treating. Well, we're gonna get into this on this episode, but I feel like they're still treating Starks as a singles wrestler. Yeah. So I don't see them having that title for a long time.
Yeah, I found it very interesting how they positioned Ricky on this show following the big win, but we're going to get into all of that. We want to welcome everyone who is joining us live here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel because it's a special day, ladies and gentlemen, because we hit our year-end goal with 2 months to spare, 10,000 subscribers. We want to thank each and every one of you who have subscribed in the past, most especially everyone who subscribed this year. We've had nearly, I think it's about 6,500 new subscribers in 2023 alone. So it's been an amazing year and so much success. So we're very, excited, very proud of the hard work that we put into helping this channel grow and hitting that 10,000 subscriber milestone. And yes, like I said on our Royal Quest preview, I believe, or yesterday, I think, on True Hill Heat Flagship podcast, we're doing a Wrestle Kingdom watch along party for our 10K milestone. That's gonna probably be next month or or in December, where we're gonna count down to the next Wrestle Kingdom 18, and we're gonna do watch party of classic Wrestle Kingdom events. As Jay News said, we'll start with 6 because 1 through 5 suck. But yes. It's gonna be a fun time. JJ, how are you surprised that we were able to hit that 10,000 mark? And how do you reflect on your time here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, seeing it grow?
It's ruined my liver. It's ruined my marriage.
Yeah, you remember? I think we're coming up on the 4-year milestone of that original when we brought everybody on and expanded the channel, and you were doing what was it? Going raw. Going raw with Drunk Guy JJ.
Yeah,
we were killing this man.
The story of my life. But yeah, next month is 4 years, right? Yeah, next month, November. Damn! Wow. And we were doing this before COVID. But COVID is what made the channel what it is. But we all had a role with True Hill Heat before COVID. So yeah, it's been 4 years. Time really flies. My life has been so much different than taking shots of every bad segment of Raw to now. It's crazy.
Now you wouldn't even be taking that many shots because Raw got better with Triple H and shots.
Yeah, I'll just drink water now. Watch Raw.
Watch Raw with a cup of water. That's how he's gonna do it now. But yes, we've come a long way, and we want to thank most especially each and every one of our subscribers, our supporters in the chat. You guys are the reason why we continue to do this, why we put out so much consistent content nearly every single day here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. So all the thanks, all the love goes to you guys because you share it with us and show your support. But of course, if you're just watching this video specifically, show your support simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here as we're going to our next goal, which is going to be like 20,000 subscribers for 2024. That's what we're
20,000?
20,000.
What is this? What's the day? October what? 15, 16?
Today is October 15th. So it gives us a basically 14 months to hit 20K.
That's fair.
20K by the end of 2024. That
20K by the end of 2024. That's definitely today. Next year we'll have 20. Today next year we'll have 20,000 subscribers.
20,000. But yes, of course, if you're joining us live, we love to interact with all of you. So sound off in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But you can be like Vala B and send a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Vala B. Always appreciate your support. One of our consistent supporters of our crazy community here. Vala B saying, go back to the flagship podcast episode where we hit 4K. I said that before the year is out, we doubled that sub count fast and even hit 10K. So this is me saying I told you so. For real though. Congrats THH crew for all the success. Thank you so much, Vala B. You are the prophet, Vala B. After that correct prediction that you made. We also got here Vala B saying, man, this has to be a top 3 episode of Collision. We'll get into that for sure. Frantic World saying, what's up, SP3, Sober Guy JJ, and chat. We got Belle in the chat who says, hey, just wanted to drop in and say congratulations on all the success and talk to you later because I'm not sticking around today. I'm currently dealing with personal shit. Well, okay. Well, thank you for the love and support and the congratulations, Belle. Vala B saying, I missed yesterday because I was enjoying, as Cody Devontae Rhodes would say, libations. There we go. There we go. And yes, Vala B, we always be doubling up. Always got to double up. Double up. I think the original goal for 2023, JJ, was 5,000.
Oh damn! Well, it's not even over yet. You probably gonna have probably 100 more. We still got a bunch of watch alongs. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff still cooking for us to should actually get way more than that. Probably a good 200-300 more subscribers before the year's over, maybe more.
There we
Oh,
go.
my camera's not even on. Jesus.
Yeah. I was like Damian Priest talking to me right now. But yes, we definitely got plenty of great stuff to do for the rest of 2023 to up that sub count. But that means more editions of Collision Discourse. But let's get into last night's Collision. It was from Toledo. What did you think about the crowd last night in Toledo, Ohio? I think it is. Yeah.
The crowd, yeah, Toledo, Ohio. The crowd looked good. I feel bad now. I mean, I'm going to watch the show regardless, but I'm starting to feel bad because now seeing how the attendance has been for AEW shows, I tend to look around the arena to see if it's.
But they I think they smartly ran a 4,000 seat arena, and they almost packed. Yeah. They almost sold out the whole thing. So
yeah, it did look like it definitely looked like a nice. You can always tell when an arena is kind of full based on how loud it sounds. And it did sound pretty loud at the in Toledo last night. And the crowd, and they had the right person to off the show, get them amped up. Crowd went crazy. So yeah, nice size venue, nice size crowd. But I feel like everybody's turned up. It's a Saturday night, even if it's not a good show, they're gonna have a good crowd.
Saturday night's all right for fighting and to go to a show in Toledo. What else is there to do in Toledo? I mean, no offense.
Christian, explain that.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention before we get into this opening segment is a new addition to Collision this week. A new addition at the commentary desk as they had Tony Schiavone joining Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness at the commentary table for this episode, making a 3-man announce booth. And I saw a couple of kind of polarizing reactions to this. Some people saying oh, is Tony babysitting Kevin Kelly? Some people like the fact that Tony Schiavone is on there, and they were saying that one of the things that made them not get into Collision is the fact that Kevin Kelly wasn't very knowledgeable on the AEW product. So what do you think about the addition of Tony Schiavone to the Collision commentary team?
It's needed. You got a guy. You can hear me. That was my camera. Whatever. Anyway, it's needed. It's needed. A guy who works not Collision, Dynamite. I feel like who's been around since the beginning and actually knows what's really going on. Like Nigel and Kevin Kelly are, as you just said, they're not fully knowledgeable. They're not always there. I'm sure. I mean, maybe they do try to keep up with the product. Maybe they don't. This glare is really pissing me off. You have no idea right now. I'm about to snap on this. Okay. But anyway, yes, there we go. Much better.
There you go.
Yes, it was much needed. And obviously, I would assume AEW realized that. That's why they added a guy like Tony Schiavone to the foil, to the fray.
To be the anchor for them right there. We also got in the chat, Dolores is joining us today. Thank you, Dolores, for joining us. Saying, what's up, everyone? Congrats, THH. Best money you can spend. So join the crew. Yes, hit that join button.
Prostitutes. It's crazy. Best money you can spend. Oh man.
Jesus Christ. I thought we weren't gonna use it because you've been off for a few weeks.
Words and opinions of Sober Guy JJ do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Drink a Diet Coke.
You're so mean. But yes, that's Dolores. Hit the join button, everyone. If you haven't already, $1 a month, you could become a member. We got Vala B in the chat who says the crowd was hot. We also got in the chat Vala B saying Nigel does a great job. He says, good call. Kevin Kelly and AEW has been acting like he was doing commentary on notice period. Well, damn. Jesus. But yes, we will talk more about the commentary change throughout this episode. But the show kicked off with one of JJ's favorites, Adam Copeland, coming out, the rated R superstar. to a huge reaction. We have him get on the mic and talk about his ongoing story going on with his former partner and best friend, Christian Cage. Soon thereafter, the Christian Coalition, flanked by security, including some notable security members they had on their security team, including Kevin Matthews in the suit. You got next to him Jake Kris of the old OVE stable in Impact Wrestling with Sami Callihan. And then next to Jake Kris, over here on the far left, that's Myron Reed, who's going to be debuting for Impact Wrestling as part of the Rascals. So, and who was on our intro for this episode here. But yes, Christian is on the mic, and he says that Copeland proves his point. You really think you're that special? He walks out on Cage's show and takes up the opening segment while Christian is in the main event. That doesn't sit right with him. So his security detail are here for Adam's protection, not his. If Copeland sticks around in AEW much longer, he'll be like those on Toledo, known for nothing. Right? He then says that tonight he's going to once again prove why he is the best wrestler in the world. This, of course, brings out his opponent for tonight, Bryan Danielson. He says that Christian has been talking a huge game and even, got the Blackpool Combat Club banned from ringside. Well, he spoke to Tony Khan, and Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne are also banned from ringside for tonight's matchup. At this point, this brings out Ricky Starks and Big Bill, our new AEW World Tag Team Champions. They come out and he says that they are taking up Ricky's time right now on his show. He won't let it go any longer. Starks wants Danielson to know the difference between them is that Ricky is a real AEW champion. And he says, meanwhile, you got him and Copeland, he says Copeland staring at him with those bugged eyes, and he was like, I know you. Copeland responds, I know you ain't talking with that satin shirt looking like a vanilla midget rock wannabe.
Yeah, he went off on him. I
was like, why is Copeland mad at Ricky?
Yeah, he got really up. You can I don't you.
He dead ass.
Off script. That was definitely off script.
He dead ass it felt like he got legitimately upset. He was like, don't come at me with that weak stuff, kid. And he was like, you're driving me over the edge. Oh man, it was funny. And then at this point, after Ricky trash talks some more, FTR comes out. They stand beside Copeland and Danielson. Wheeler acknowledges that everyone in the locker room is banged up, just like they were last week. They were given the option to not go out, but they wanted to be out there and fight and defend their titles. They want to earn their rematch. It's fine that Ricky and Bill don't want to give them their shot. Dax says last week, one night only Starks and Bill were the better team. But one night, he says, Dax quotes Elton John. He says that Saturday night is all right for fighting, and Danielson wants his matchup right now. But this leads to Christian pushing one of the security guards into Danielson, leading to a huge brawl with Danielson putting the security guard into the label lock as all the heels bail. This was a fun opening segment, and I like the fact of this is something I've been complimenting Monday Night Raw about, and I really felt it during this episode of Collision, is that all the top programs are interwoven. Like over on Raw, the Judgment Day storyline is interwoven with Cody and Jay. Cody and Jay is interwoven with Drew McIntyre's slow burn heel turn, which is also interwoven with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Like they have all these different people in like 3 different stories. Whereas here you saw that you have the FTR and Ricky Starks and Big Bill. You also have Ricky Starks and Bryan Danielson. You got Danielson and Christian Cage on this show. You got Christian and Copeland coming up probably soon. So I like the fact that everything was interwoven. That made the segment fun for me. What did you think?
Oh yeah, it was great. It was a great opener. I see they're leaning now more towards promo heavy stuff for Collision, which is good. I mean, of course, I feel it. Well, I don't think I feel. I think you as well. This Collision is the more wrestling based show, but the depth, I like that they're adding stuff to it now, like promo wise, setting other stuff up now that not rather rather than just having 5 matches a night, a quick vignette in the middle, and then we get a tag team match to close the show. And again, all these things have changed, and all these things are being shown more now that Phil is not there. So, just saying.
Just saying. Just saying. We got Frantic World who says, was Christian taking a shot at the guy from Chicago? I will let you know that Bryan Danielson called himself the best wrestler in the world at least 5 years before CM Punk started calling himself that.
Best in the world, right?
So I think it was more of a shot at Bryan Danielson, especially because he said best wrestler in the world and not best in the world.
Let's make something clear, guys. I understand this the thing that's the think, but CM Punk is not the only wrestler in the of all time ever to call himself the best wrestler in the world, the best in the world. He's not. You hear it in heel promos literally every week. It's not. I hate when you see it on Impact. Oh, CM Punk's coming to Impact, or this.
They said best in the world. They said best in the
world. Impact Punk to Impact confirmed. No. Heel wrestlers, even wrestlers who know they are great, chime themselves up to call themselves best in the world, best wrestler in the world. It's not always CM Punk. Granted, I know he's made that the thing, his trademark, and kind of that's what it's synonymous with him. I understand that, but it's not always. If a wrestler calls himself the best in the world, meaning it has anything to do with CM Punk.
This is very true, and we gotta understand that, and not always think it's a CM Punk tease.
It's like saying, basketball. LeBron called himself the greatest player in the world, or Kobe, or whatever. Oh man, they're taking shots at Jordan. Oh man, Jordan. No, it's not the case.
But that is how people feel when people say LeBron.
Exactly. That's the point. That's the point. Like, they always think it's not always a shot. It's how they feel. And those type of people, especially a guy like Bryan Danielson, 100%, not even close. He is way more than entitled to feel that he's the best wrestler. Are you kidding me?
100%. I agree with you. Ryan, if anyone should consider themselves the best wrestler in the world, it is Bryan Danielson. I mean, Will Ospreay, man. I've been telling everybody, go out of your way to watch Will Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr., man. Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson, I think that's like the real competition for who is right now the best in the world. But when it comes to like overall, Christian Cage, man, he's been making a strong argument for Wrestler of the Year in the last.
I would say he's probably one of the best heels in the business right now, by far. I honestly think he's superseded MJF right now. So
yeah, I think he's the best character of 2023. The patriarch of AEW. That's been the best character in all of wrestling. Yeah. But yes, let's get back into the show here. Very quickly, they did run a video package that I thought was a great touch, showing MJF going to the Stand Up to Jewish Hate campaign, the convention in Boston. It showed MJF talking to Patriots owner Robert Kraft and talking at the convention. I thought this was a nice follow-up to the very controversial angle and promo that went down on Dynamite. What was your feelings to all the feedback AEW got for the whole quarters angle with Juice Robinson?
Well, I'll tell you one thing: the audacity of them going about a Jewish hate campaign in one of the most racist cities of all time, Boston, is hilarious to me. As for the promo not last week, on Tuesday, I see a lot of people who are not Jewish being highly upset about it, which is so weird to me. I mean, you can't tell somebody how to feel, but I feel like it's just selective outrage. I feel like most people are complaining about it because it's AEW. Let it have been another company. Oh man, Juice Robinson surely burned him, or some nonsense like that. Again, the guy who's okay with the promo, the guy who's Jewish, the guy who's actually in the feud is okay with it, then you shouldn't have the right to feel that he's the guy who's they're insulting or bullying, whatever he's doing, being insulted. He's okay with the promo. It's wrestling. It's not real. We've seen worse things. Again, I'm not going to compare eras, Attitude Era, all that other crap, but trust me, we've seen worse things in wrestling. We've seen worse things on television that are scripted.
And instantly people tried to compare it to those like Muhammad Hassan or Triple H and Booker T. When this is the start of the angle, this ain't the end. I think that people look at the whole Triple H and Booker T angle because of how it ended, not because of what everything that went down. It would have been fine if Booker would have won.
Right. You brought up a great point just by saying that. Those two things you just mentioned didn't have a happy ending. You think Juice Robinson? You think MJF's not gonna beat up Juice Robinson? Come on now.
Yeah, of course. Booker T did not win.
Booker T did not win, and they never had a resolve to take a Muhammad Hassan feud because he got fired for that, even though it wasn't his fault. Not like Muhammad Hassan, said, "Oh, hey, this is a good idea." He wasn't the boss, so he took the flack for that. So neither of those turned out in a good. Both left with a bad taste in people's mouths. Pause.
No.
With those two instances.
We got Dr. David Spickle, who apparently is coming with the hot takes this morning, saying Bryan Danielson is not believable and does not move the needle like Punk. Bryan was a draw and more intense in ROH plus WWE in 2014 to 2015. Bryan is still a draw. He is still very good in the ratings. He still does very good as far as his merchandise and as far as being believable. I don't think there's another wrestler more believable in wrestling than Bryan Danielson. I greatly disagree with that, but you're entitled to your opinion. The only thing you said correct was he does not move the needle like Punk. That is actually a fact that you said that you tried to mix in with your opinion.
Right, I was about to say that, and this also I just saw another comment calling Michael Jordan overrated. So clearly, you don't know basketball. You don't know basketball.
He said the best is Wilt Chamberlain. Yes, the best is Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain, who was 7 feet tall and played a whole bunch of teachers and fucking mechanics. He's the best ever. Yeah. And David, I'm pretty sure you have to be at least over 60 years old to even be saying Wilt Chamberlain is the best because you actually saw him. So you have to be 60 years old. So I'm going to respect my elders and say, okay, that's nice. But did Wilt Chamberlain face basketball players who on their days off were teachers and mechanics and worked school jobs? Yes. So no, he is not the best. You cannot be the best when your competition is not even full-time basketball players.
Well, hold on. He just contradicted himself in two different statements. How can you say Jordan's not the best when Jordan moved the needle, for one, and defeated greats? Then the next statement you make is now contradicting about Bryan Danielson.
And then it gets even better here. He says best character is not malnourished Christian Cage. Best is LA Knight. Yes, the best character in wrestling is Stone Cold Steve Austin's delivery with rock insults. Great job. Yes, that's a great character. Very captivating character that is very nuanced and deserves to be the best character. You can be a popular character and not have much of a character. That's LA Knight. I like LA Knight. I think he's very entertaining. He's one of the best talkers. But if I say he's one of the hottest characters, but I can't say he's a better character than Christian Cage. No.
You guys gotta think before you spin. I know that brain. No, that sounds so obvious. I'm just not gonna even go there. Anyway, let's continue. Sid.
No, they weren't. A lot of the athletes in the 50s and 60s were actually part-time teachers and mechanics. I know this because I actually took sports management in college, and that's what I learned is that Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell were one of a rare percentage of NBA players back in that day that were full-time professional basketball players. Not all basketball players during that time were full-time professional basketball players, and they actually had part-time jobs because they weren't making that much from basketball. He says athletes were professional in the day, but they were not paid the same money, nor did they have health, medical care and fitness in modern era. Yes. I said 50s and 60s. So yeah, I was off by a decade. 60s and 70s. Same difference. They were not playing all professional basketball players. Jesus Christ.
And Wilt was very much still playing in the 60s and 70s.
You know you're losing an argument when someone says the decade that they're in, but said another decade that they didn't play in, and you're saying, oh no, they didn't play in the 50s, they played in the 70s. You're losing this argument. It's obvious. You're doing that. But anyway, let's move on. I love the comments. This is why I love interacting with the comments. S. Jack saying, LA Knight and Christian are too different to compare, bro. It's a world champion. Yes. Like, Jesus Christ. Dr. David saying, dude, there's no Jordan without Bill or Wilt.
Doesn't mean they're the best.
That doesn't mean they're better than him. That means that they came before him. That's all that means.
Yeah, it does not mean anything.
I don't know. It's because we said that Michael Jordan was the greatest, and anyone who says is the greatest isn't an insult to Michael Jordan. It opened up Pandora's box with basketball talk. I'm sorry, I'm having basketball talks with fucking 60-year-olds, apparently. I'm sorry, guys. But our opening matchup on this show was for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. You had Samoa Joe going one-on-one with Willie Mack. I got to hand it to commentary. I thought commentary did a great job of talking up Willie Mack, and it made his comeback and his offense, where he looked really strong against Samoa Joe, look good throughout this matchup. He was coming with hard strikes. They had nice exchanges. At one point, Willie Mack got a big jolt of offense on Samoa Joe, hitting a running cannonball for a 2 count. They start trading blows. Atomic drop by Joe, then the big boot and the senton for a 2 by Joe. Snap power slam where he almost lands Willie Mack right on his fucking head. Willie comes back though. He hits a stunner for a 2 count on Joe. Mack goes up to the top rope, but Joe cuts him off, hits the muscle buster. 1, 2, 3. Samoa Joe retains the Ring of Honor World Television Championship, and he is only 18 days from setting the new all-time record as Ring of Honor World Television Champion. I thought this was a rock-solid opener to the show. Willie Mack looked strong. Samoa Joe picking up a win here. But I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with Joe, because I've been loving the vignettes over on Dynamite.
Yes.
And this win here seems to indicate that they're going to do something moving forward with them. So I'm interested. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring out. What are they going to do with this Joe thing moving forward? I feel like it has to be something big, because he's really coming off a world title match with MJF. So hopefully it's something worthwhile. This match was really good to watch. Willie Mack and Joe's out there hard and stuff. But yeah, Joe's about to make history. I mean, in 18 days, I don't see nobody taking the title from 18 days. So definitely going to be the one to break that record. So good, kudos to Joe. Hopefully what they have planned with these vignettes is something. I'm really trying to think about it. I really can't think right now what it could be. So we'll see.
We shall see. I mean, he's been targeting MJF in his interviews, the vignette. So I don't know if they're gonna run that back. Yeah.
Does he attack Adam Cole before surgery? Like
that'd be great. I would love that.
And even with that, like we're not gonna get into that right now. It's not Dynamite, but the Adam Cole thing it's definitely like my mind is racing a little bit with that. But again, let's not do it that tonight.
Yeah, they're like not really touching on the whole devil attack too much. Like Jay will mention it sometimes, but they're like trying to like make you like subtly forget about it, and then they're gonna probably bring it back to the forefront as soon as you forget about it.
Right. But also that's why I think with that situation of the devil attacking the devil and whoever were attacking him, now I feel like they know they can't do that the way they were Cole being hurt. That's why I felt like if they knew that, they should never ran that angle, because now you're making us forget about something that was like a big part. You got, even after it happened, you guys plastered all over the social media about who attacked Jay White. So it hasn't been, like you said, it hasn't been spoke up much. But again, maybe that's what they're trying to do, make us forget that happened, and then bam, like, oh shit.
I would like it, honestly. They can go through this whole pay-per-view kind of loop, and they can just subtly mention it, whatever, and then after MJF beats Jay White, whoever is next up, and we got Christopher who's saying that Joe said he wants whoever is the champ next after Full Gear. If it's Joe that steps up and he wants to challenge, then we see the Devil Gang jump Joe. So they only jump people that are coming to challenge MJF, and then they just go away for a while. They can run that for a few months. Like they just subtly do one jump. They jump somebody who gets in MJF's way, and then they scatter off for a bit and make us forget. And then we can have the big reveal finally down the line.
They could do that for sure. And honestly, that'd be dope. Well, I know that's not gonna happen because if they're trying to do the Hammerstein, Joe gets his rematch against MJF at Final Battle. That'd be nice.
I would be down for that, but
Yeah.
they got tag team titles, TV titles.
Yeah.
We got to see. Backstage, we get Lexi Nair with an interview with CJ Perry. She wants to know what Perry would say to her future client. CJ asks if they ever felt angry about someone else's spot. Perry is here to guide people, to get gold, to make champions, and to make stars. She says, come find the woman that makes made men. This brings in Action Andretti. He appears and says that he would like her guidance and tells her to call him. Perry seems interested as she talks with Lexi as Action Andretti walks away. And as soon as this segment happened, I was like, oh man, Action Andretti's going to die. Later in the show, we hear from Miro, who says that the stars and the fame has always been the weakness of his CJ Perry, his hot, flexible wife. So he is going to make sure that anyone that the evils that seduce her under the bright lights, he says that he will not let it once again consume her. Miro has a warning to any future clients of CJ. He will be there at every step to stop them. He has a helpless Andretti with him and throws him to the floor. And he says, this is the promise of the Redeemer. Next week, Action Andretti goes one-on-one with Miro. I'm honestly okay with this. I'm okay with Miro killing potential clients for CJ for a while.
It's funny, but like, he doesn't want her managing her. But you're gonna kill everybody who you're basically stopping.
That is one of the most toxic but very realistic character traits I've seen in wrestling in a while.
Yeah,
that is how 90% of men act.
Yeah, you're right, 100%.
I don't want her, but you can't have her.
Can't have her, right?
Oh man, Frantic Girl saying this is so funny. Miro is not playing around, and CJ Perry is great. I'm very interested in this whole where this whole thing goes. Talking about the MJF angle, we got Christopher with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Christopher. Greatly appreciate that and the support. He says, tapping into current events, I stand by it still. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't as harshly, negative about the whole angle from Dynamite. I just thought that it was wrong timing on it. That if you would have done it, next week or the week prior, no one would have said anything about it. So I understand that it was wrongly timed for some people, but I get what the story MJF is trying to tell. Got also in the chat here, Frantic World saying Miro is going after Team Light Skin. Better watch out. Better not be a light skinned guy trying to get married by CJ Perry. Coming for you. When we come back for commercial, we get a very quick video package vignette saying that it's almost time for us to love that Danhausen. Danhausen making his return to AEW very, very soon, apparently. Are you excited for Danhausen to be back?
Nia loved the vignette. That killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves it.
She's like, it sounds like one of my shows. This is
great. That's exactly what she was singing along and everything.
Oh, we had next Juice Robinson. He comes out for singles action with Bullet Club, Gold, the Guns, and our Bang Bang belt owner, Switchblade Jay White. Now he is being referred to, JJ, as the Stray Bullet Rock Hard Juice Robinson. This man gets two nicknames, and Austin can't get one.
Get one.
He goes one-on-one with former Ring of Honor World Champion Christopher Daniels.
He retired.
This one goes 8 minutes, 25 seconds. Juice Robinson cuts off Christopher Daniels with the left hand from God. He hits a cannonball in the corner, and then the front face lock DDT for the victory here. Juice Robinson, always entertaining. I love how he plays to the crowd. He's just so much charisma just oozing from this man. After the matchup, Bullet Club Gold were just in their bag, just being as entertaining as possible as they get into the ring. We get Jay White getting on his knees, opens up a box, and he's got a new ring for him. Juice Robinson's own version of the Dynamite Diamond ring. He puts it on. The guns lift up Christopher Daniels for him, and he knocks him out with the left hand from God. And then, even like a fucking dog, pisses on Christopher Daniels. He then gets on the mic, and Juice asks if MJF thinks he's the only one in the world to knock people out with a ring. Juice can do it without a ring. He's been knocking people out for years. It's not a ring that does it for Juice. It's the left hand of God. And he says that I didn't need this. Is not even a real ring. I got it from DJ Maxx. It's Cubic Zirconia. His voice is just hilarious.
Yeah,
Jay White just gets on. He then gets on the mic and he says, "If Max wonders why this is happening, he only has one man to blame: MJF." He says he knows that it was Max who blindsided him backstage the other week, and White will be crowned as champion at Full Gear. He says before then, he's going to take out Penta El Zero Mero, and then he will head into Los Angeles, and MJF's world will crumble around him. Man, this belt just looks beautiful on Switchblade Jay White. It just fits like a fucking glove. And Bullet Club Gold are just extremely entertaining always. And yes, we will see Switchblade Jay White in competition once again, one-on-one with Penta El Zero Mero this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite. What did you think about this?
I honestly thought Jay White was going to bring out a quarter out the box, but he didn't. Gave him a ring. However, this was like I said, when I thought Christopher Daniels was retired. Did not expect him to get jobbed out, but Bullet Club Gold, man, it's great. It's great stuff. I really hope Jay White wins. I don't see it, but I really hope he does win legit at Full Gear. Him and Prince on Wednesday should be great though.
Yeah, if it's not straight Switchblade Jay White that beats MJF for this title, it either has to be one of two people. Either a heel Adam Cole, who's been behind this whole thing, and this has been his master plan all along, or Swerve Strickland. Like, those are the only two.
I definitely want Swerve to definitely become champ, especially the way he's being built up right now. I think within a year, he'll definitely be champ. But I feel like it has to be Cole if it's not Jay White. This story would make no sense if it's not Cole.
I feel you. That's why I mentioned Cole first. Cole is the one that it brings this whole story together and gives it like the perfect kind of ending, or at least the end of this chapter. Next up, we get a quick little vignette with Dustin Rhodes saying that he is coming back to Texas this week, and he is as good as ever in 2023. He is going to win the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and then he is going after a dream of his to become a AEW World Champion by beating MJF. Any comments on Dustin Rhodes?
Speaking of people who I thought were retired, what are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you at all. We get next backstage. Lexi Nair is with Nick Wayne, and she tells him that this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, he will have a sit-down interview planned with Jim Ross and his mother. Wayne can't believe he has to explain himself again, talking about his attack of Darby Allin last week and betrayal of him at Wrestle Dream, but he says he will once more on AEW Dynamite. And whoever makes these photos for these graphics deserves a raise for this one. This is great. I've never laughed so much at an AEW graphic like this.
How dare you, Nick? How dare you?
What do you think about Nick Wayne sit-down interview with his mom on Wednesday?
I can definitely see him coming at his mom crazy. I can't wait for that. Definitely Christian will be involved. There is no way. The way they talk about Nick Wayne's mother, he has to be involved. Hopefully this is a moment for Nick Wayne that he needs to like help fully put over this heel turn. So hopefully they do this justice and not some corny cheesiness. Like Nick, let this segment with JR and his mom solidify his heel run.
I also forgot, like, I've been saying this whole time that the Nick Wayne reasoning for betrayal is, Darby forgiving AR Fox. It's also the fact Darby beat him in that tournament. The Grand Slam tournament. So there's a lot of different reasons.
I'm about to say, to be honest, like Nick had reason to turn on him.
He had a bunch of reasons.
This dude is trying to kill me. You want me, and you're cool with that? You want me to forgive that? Oh no, I got something for you. I got something for you. Wait till we go home, Seattle. I got something for you.
Next up, we had Kyle Fletcher going one-on-one with Bear Boulder. Not much to say here. Kyle Fletcher picking up the win, 2 minutes, 47 seconds with a Dragon Sleeper. But more importantly, we need to bring up later in the show as they went backstage to Kyle Fletcher, who addressed us, and he sends his well wishes to Mark Davis, but he has an opportunity now, and he wants to prove that he is one of the best singles wrestlers in the world today, and he wants to be tested by the measuring stick in AEW. He said there's someone that he's been across the ring from in tag team action, in trios action, but never one-on-one. He is calling out Kenny Omega for this coming week's AEW Dynamite. That should be an absolute banger. Kyle Fletcher showed out last week in a great matchup against Bryan Danielson. And then, 10 days later, he goes one-on-one with Kenny Omega. This man's had matches with Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega in a week. Man, Mark Davis getting injured might have been the best thing for his career. What did you think about Fletcher getting the win and now challenging Omega?
It was kind of weird to me seeing Fletcher just chuck out that big ass dude or big boulder like that. I was like, it's not really believable. See, that's a situation that's not really believable. Like we go back to believable situations. They clearly got me. Kyle Fletcher's freaking nice, so it's not really that it's a shock. But like I didn't think they'd be having this much faith in him during his tag team partner being hurt. So this honestly might be a good or a bad thing because if Kyle can keep going on the up and up while Mark is hurt, he might not even the open might not even be needed after a while. So
exactly. See. We shall see. We shall see. I'm looking forward to that matchup on Wednesday.
That match on Wednesday should definitely be fire for sure.
That's going to be a banger as well as Jay White and Penta. So nice lineup already for Dynamite this coming week. We go backstage once again, this time with Renee Paquette, and she is with our AEW World Trios champions, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, and they announced that they have been champions for 48 days. Caster wants MJF to see the hard work they're putting in so that he could potentially ask them to be teammates with him against Bullet Club against Bullet Club Gold. Bowens and Daddy Ass say that you want to help your friend, you want to make friends with MJF, and they want to help Max Caster. He's like, if he's in it, they're in it, but they want to try out him being a lot nicer. He comes off too aggressive and with all the tweets and the letters and the notes. So they say, just ask a question or say a compliment. I'm sure you could do this. So they tell Renee to come back in, and he tries it on Renee with Max saying to Renee, so how about those oral sessions, huh? Renee responds by telling him, you're a fucking idiot. You're a dumbass. Daniel Garcia, Angelo Parker, and Matt Menard appear in. They want a taste of the titles. And a future match is signed for next Saturday's Battle of the Belts, as it will be the Acclaimed defending the AEW World Trios Championships against the former JAS. What did you think about this segment here? I loved Renee's reaction. Renee made this segment for me.
I guess my camera must have been a sign how I feel about this segment. I'm sorry. I could care less about that Acclaim right now. I'm so over this. This Acclaim stuff has ran its course for me. All right, now I come a camera. This is ran its course for me. I'm sorry. They're clearly building up this Bullet Club Gold match versus MJF and his partners. So I'm assuming they're gonna do it that weekend before Full Gear, since they'll be in at the Forum what's the arena?
I think they'll do
Collision.
it on the build up. I think they'll do it before that week. I think it'd be like maybe the Dynamite before, or even the Dynamite the week before that.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they were going to do it like either that week, because they still got to sell out for Collision that Friday night. They're going to get SmackDown.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that they probably saved that the night before, well, 2 nights before, Full Gear. Because
it's the night before. It's going to be on the Collision's on a Friday that night, and then that is competing with SmackDown that night. So yeah, might need that big matchup for then. That's true.
So I'm assuming that's when they save it, because they're still building up MJF finding his partners. It should be the Acclaim. I don't really see who else would be able to help him. Like, what's the Kingdom? That's not happening.
The Elite. He made friends with them on BTE.
Right. And didn't he say what he said?
26 days, motherfucker.
right. But listen, that 26 days is that weekend, which also could mean that instead of us thinking that he's passing Omega, it's actually the Bucks.
I mean, I think it is him passing Omega, because I think that Omega faces Powerhouse Hobbs at Full Gear.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's why you have Hobbs job out the first ever AEW World Champion on Wednesday,
he beat the
and then
Jericho.
I think maybe that even gets set up as soon as this Wednesday with this match with Fletcher and Omega. We got here Frantic World saying Kyle versus Kenny is going to be fire. Will Ospreay must be so proud of him. Yeah, it could also play into the whole Ospreay Omega rivalry as well.
He can definitely learn some things since Ospreay has beaten Omega. So hopefully he's listening.
He's gonna be like, call Don Callis. That's how you do it. That's how we
get a screwdriver.
Get a screwdriver. Next up, we had the TBS Championship up for grabs as Skye Blue challenges Kris Statlander, but I'm gonna call her Skye Dark Blue, because this whole
I was gonna say Skye Blue Black.
Skye Dark Blue, as I like to call her, because she's got the black eyeshadow. She's acting very very not smiling anymore. You even had Kris Statlander following this matchup saying that the bubbly person that I used to know, it doesn't exist anymore. That's not the girl that I faced out there. But this matchup,
she's still bubbly.
I didn't mean like that. Jesus Christ, fucking hey. But yes, this turned out to be a very competitive back and forth matchup, and a lot of great near falls throughout. Statlander hitting a big fisherman buster for a 2 count at one point. They fight on the top rope where it looks like Statlander is going for a Frankensteiner, but Blue's bottoms out and hits a big power bomb. She goes for a crossbody attempt, but Kris Statlander catches her in midair for a huge power slam. At this point, the crowd was very much invested into this matchup. They're on their knees, battling back and forth. We get a super kick by Blue, knee lift to the face. She hits a step-up kick, but Kris Statlander catches her. But she rolls through into a pinning attempt. She hits a running drive-by drop kick and then a satellite DDT is caught. Statlander is able to reverse that into the Saturday Night Fever for the victory to retain the TBS Championship. I thought this was a very good matchup and arguably Skye Blue's best matchup since coming to AEW. She looked very competitive. She showed a lot of fire and showed a different side to herself with this ongoing kind of character evolution that she's been going through ever since having the miss spit in her face by Julia Hart. And after the matchup, it looked like Kris Statlander was trying to shake hands with Skye Blue, who didn't seem too enthused to do that. And even Willow Nightingale, who also got the miss spit in her face and has also been showing more of a dark, more aggressive side, and the black eyeshadow, came out and basically went between Statlander and Skye Blue at the end of this matchup here. very interested in this post-match here. Are we leading to Willow versus Statlander? Are we leading to Julia Hart having her own House of Black? Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like we're getting Julia Hart as the new leader of the House of Black. Imagine her with Brody, Willow, and Skye Blue as a new House of Black.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Because we haven't seen Buddy or Malachi. Like, what the hell's going on, man? Like, I don't get it. But
you haven't seen them since Wembley.
Yes. Yeah, for real. I haven't seen the irony. They both have been seen since they were basically home. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, ever since they lost the belts, Brody's been the only guy still there. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you have talents like, especially a talent like Malachi Black, like have nothing for him right now. I don't get it. I guess that's the case they're going. They're about to have Skye Dark Blue and Willow. I guess you want to change her name to Night Dark or Nightness or something.
No,
I don't know.
Willow Knight.
Maybe Willow Knight just took out the day. Yeah, Willow Knight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this yet. Like that mix must be super powerful. I'll tell you. But yeah,
I don't know if turning Willow Nightingale is one of the things that I would do with my women's division
at all. Not right now. Not right now.
Skye Blue, yeah, I can see her as a heel because I honestly, like I said, I thought this was one of her better matches and might be down to her showing this new character. So
yeah, you never know.
Very interested to see how that develops moving forward. Kris Statlander had comments on social media, which says she doesn't know what's going on around here with the whole changes to Blue and Willow, but she's going to find out. So this seems like a story that's going to be moving forward. Next up, we get a vignette once again from La Faction Ingobernables as Rush says that you must be uncontrollable, unruly, ungovernable to be Los Ingobernables. Rush says he's back with Jalistico, Preston Vance, and Jose the Assistant by his side, and he will rule AEW. Excited to see Rush come back, La Toro Blanco.
Yes, if they actually use him right this time, that'd be great. I have no problem with it. That's all I ever want. Like, you guys, start them off hot, and then you just forget about them. Like, we literally just came off talking about House of Black. Like, stop. Having a bunch of talent means nothing if you're not going to use them. It's a waste. It's a waste. I mean, he's a billionaire. Who am I to talk? I'm nowhere near a billionaire, but I'm just saying. Like, you just have these guys on payroll doing nothing.
To be fair,
with
Rush, he was on a paternity leave, if I'm not mistaken. He just had a kid.
Oh, was that? I thought it was another reason, but maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of kid. Cool.
Yeah. He had to take care of it. You know, he can't get on a plane the day after he's born. You know.
Oh, ho. Funny guy. Actually, it was 4 days, but we're not going to lose count.
Frantic World says Black and Brody King are hurt, so that might be why Black has been.
Malachi's already said he's not hurt. He's already came out and said he's not hurt.
That's true. That's true. What we got here, Power Driver Finisher saying it's okay. Rush's accent is awesome. Indeed, he is. Oh yeah, I think they had something new about Malachi where he said that he has an ankle thing. He's
saving face. Gotcha. Because he already said he wasn't hurt, so I guess that Tony hit him like, hey, Malachi. So you know,
no idea why I'm not being used on TV.
Right.
Next matchup was a quick squash match as Keith Lee came out and destroyed Turbo Floyd of the front runners. Say goodnight, Turbo Floyd. He got knocked out with a knee to the face, pounce, and then a big pop-up spirit bomb for the 1-2-3. We did see Shane Taylor promotion, Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty watching from backstage during this matchup. So we still are going to get that matchup, I guess, with him and Lee and then him and Shane Taylor. But that was kind of like proposed, like, wasn't it like 3 weeks ago? The last time we did a show was the last time that we heard anything about them having a match.
I guess they waited for us.
It was like, oh, these guys ain't gonna review the show, so we're gonna have to delay this matchup, guys.
Yeah, even with that, like, come on. I mean, I guess it's something for two big men slap meet. Should always be a nice thing to watch. But God, man, what is going on with Keith Lee, man? All he's been doing is he came back in squash matches, like.
And it's like, bro, we know you can get him back to where he was. You just did it with Swerve.
Right.
You just did it with Swerve. Like, what are we doing?
Like, let him, and if you want to do that, just let him be him on Collision. Like, let him be one of the, I don't want to say the vocal black person, but like, let him be the vocal black guy, like for Collision. That could be the
Yeah,
case.
because you just
Like,
moved Hobbs back to Dynamite, so you might as
Dynamite.
well highlight Keith Lee now. So then we had our main event, JJ, the TNT Championship up for grabs. Bryan Danielson challenging Christian Cage, and these are two of my all-time favorite performers here. Bryan Danielson, my all-time favorite wrestler. Christian Cage, probably my most underrated wrestler of all time. And they went out here and put on an absolute masterclass. This was just this match. You could take this is like a timeless matchup that I could probably watch 10 years ago and 10 years later, and it would still be considered great. It was very basic at first. You had the grappling, collar and elbow tie up, but the story of this matchup, it was that every step of the way, Bryan Danielson was better than Christian Cage. Bryan Danielson is a better wrestler than Christian Cage. However, Christian Cage has been in this business for over 30 years. So he knows every undercut trick and every shortcut to get the advantage. And he did that by going after the injured arm of Bryan Danielson and really setting the pace of this matchup. But I love the fact that with Christian, he'll sometimes throw out like going off the top rope with the frog splash. And it's just like, man, you're still just so good. You can still just do it all. He could play the heel. He could play a slow plays. He could do high flying spots like that. It's always great stuff. Just how this match was like pace. It just built and built and built. And we got some great near falls towards the end of this matchup. Like Christian. Yeah, like Christian kicking out of the Psycho knee. You had him rolling through on a Frankensteiner attempt and getting a roll up of his own for a 2 count. You had Bryan Daniels, you had Christian kicking out of a big roundhouse kick. He kicks out of Bryan Danielson kicks out of the kill switch, which I thought that was over at that point. Christian gets locked into the label lock, but he manages to get his foot on the bottom rope. But Dragon is able to drag him back to the center of the ring. All the damage on the arm, though, he can't keep the hold on, so he basically just uses Christian's arm to lock on the hold. Then at this point, Big Bill comes down to the apron and distracts the referee, while the referee is distracted behind the referee's back. Ricky Starks comes through, nails Bryan Danielson with the AEW World Tag Team Championship, then plays dead on the floor as Christian covers Bryan Danielson. 1, 2, 3, 25 minutes, 15 seconds, an absolutely fantastic main event matchup. Bryan Danielson and Christian Cage putting on an absolute clinic. After the matchup, Starks, Bill, and Christian jump Bryan Danielson. This brings out FTR to try to make the save, but they are outnumbered until Adam Copeland comes down, and we get a brawl. We basically bookend the show with another brawl with all the baby faces in the ring, with Nick Wayne, who is left alone, who turns around into a big spear by the Rated R Superstar, as we close the show with Copeland staring down with Christian Cage. Lovely end to this show. Like I said, excellent main event. Christian Cage is on an all-time run right now. Bryan Danielson, the greatest professional wrestler of all time. No surprise that this was fantastic. What did you think about the main event? What did you think about the post-match?
I freaking love this match. Oh my God, what a great freaking match. Storytelling at its finest, like you said. Christian like just fucking up Bryan's arm, and Bryan acting like he got one arm most of the match, holding the thing. Even at the end, we tried to use the label lock. This match was great. Well, this is not a surprise, but this match was great. I wonder where they go. Like, do they give us Adam Copeland and Christian at full gear? Like,
it's feeling more and more like that's where we're heading to. But like the only thing that makes me hold out hope is that they also seem like they're building to Darby and Nick Wayne. And we're also getting, we should also bring up the fact that it was announced on this show. They showed the highlight of Sting shaking hands with Copeland from WrestleDream. And then it said Sting will address the fans on Dynamite. So is Sting gonna retire on Dynamite this week? It's
Right,
Texas.
well, yeah, I
He's
would
from
say,
Texas.
He lived. That's his home state now. So
Yeah.
I could see that happening, or that could lead to a Full Gear match of him contemplating retirement. And
I
then
thought
getting
after
attacked.
Wrestle Dream, it was going to be a 6-man at Full Gear. I thought it would be Christian Coalition versus Darby, Sting, and Copeland.
That's what I thought as well. But it can still happen. It can definitely still happen. It's not far stretch, but I just feel like edging Adam Copeland and Christian, I feel like it's getting too personal right now. So I just feel like they're about to give us that match already. Which again, I'm not expecting the match to be bad. I just feel like their feud has legs to it. With all the stuff going on surrounding their feud, I feel like they could hold off a little bit with that one.
I do too. Especially if you're gonna do the show that's been rumored for December 30th. That's a new show that's gonna need a hook, and you might as well save that for the end of the year if you're gonna do that matchup. And I still want the stipulation that if Copeland loses, he has to join the Christian Coalition. I want this.
Oh man.
I want Copeland to be forced to be Christian's partner, but under Christian's control.
Oh, I say because Christian doesn't want to be his partner. So
exactly. But he's gonna be his father. He's not gonna be his partner. I'm gonna be your father.
I don't know. That first match, I definitely see Copeland winning. Like they're not gonna have him losing the. No, that's not. Come on, it's a rated R God, baby. Come on now. It's a rated R God. Come on now. What are you talking about?
Caden, no, we did not get any of your super chats. I don't know if you have to maybe upload or come back in, but we have gotten super chats in this show. So
he was sending us Bitcoin. That's what it was.
Oh, he tried to Bitcoin us. Frantic World saying the main event was so good. We also got Frantic World who says, I need one more match with Sting.
There you
go. Sting. And no, Bryan will not be in that 6-man. That 6-man is what it is. Like, why are you saying Bryan's gonna be in it? They literally did the ending to let you know that Bryan's gonna be doing something with Ricky Starks at Full Gear. Not Christian or any of this. No.
But even with that, Ricky's already lost twice. What should we even believe that he can beat Bryan?
I'm guessing you're continuing the rivalry to finally give him the win.
But that does nothing for him now. He's lost twice. He's
a champion now. He's a champion.
He choked him out. He choked him out twice.
He's never been pinned or submitted by Bryan Danielson.
That could be the only thing. That's probably gonna be the stipulation: pinfall, submission only. Like
you could only win by pinfall or submission. They're basically going to be doing a WWE feud where you do strap match, Texas death match, and then a regular match.
And then a regular match. Jesus.
Well,
I would have said 2 out of 3. That would have made sense, but they already did that at Wrestle Dream, so that's not happening.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to a close on another edition of Collision Discourse. Let's put our thumbs in the middle, JJ, for the October 14th, 2023 edition of AEW Collision in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board. Out of 10, what did you give the show, JJ?
The show flew. I wouldn't say this was the best Collision we've seen. Definitely not. But overall, it was a fun show. Good show. I'll give it that main event was fire. This is tough. I want to say between 7.5, 8.
I'll give it an 8. 8 out of 10. Just on the main event alone.
Yeah, I was going to say that main event.
Main event alone, and Christian has been in probably 2 of my top 5 Collision matches so far. In this match and the Darby match they had on Collision. Those 2 matches are in my top 5 for Collision, and definitely some of the best main events we've had on Collision as well.
And I respect that. And one thing I can say about the AEW, and I will always appreciate, even though it was not a pay-per-view, they don't hold back. Like, they give us great matches. So.
Most definitely. We got a super chat donation here. It finally worked for him. Caden. Thank you so much, Caden. We appreciate you, and we'll even give you one of our AE Ramble tickers here for you. You fucking mark. AEW in Texas this week, says Caden. You know what that means. That means Caden's going to be front row and center. You're going to see him on our television screens on TBS.
Oh, joy. I'll make sure not to watch.
You're so mean.
I'm just kidding. Caden's cool, people. Shout out to Caden. Yeah.
What was your match of the night, JJ?
Kris Statlander and Dark Sky Blue. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. Bryan Danielson hit a cushion. Hey,
Bryan Danielson was in a fucking match. That's a match of the night.
What kind of question? What match was even close to that on the show?
Bryan Danielson and Christian Cage. That arguably my favorite match of this entire week, if it wasn't for Royal Quest yesterday. Royal Quest had the only two matches that I think are better than Christian Cage versus Bryan Danielson this week. And we also got here MVP for the show. Who do you give it to, JJ? Christian? Yeah. Christian. He's like an evil genius. He's like the evil genius. Like, especially how they opened Dynamite this week with him. Exactly. He looked like he was like, I am taking down all the television screens in Gotham, Copeland. Oh my god, I love him so much. Christian, yes, MVP for this show. LVP for the show, JJ.
LVP. I would say that burn, but Ricky Starks, because that burn, Adam got him on the mic. That was he got Adam pissed. No, whoa, that's absolutely man. Action Andretti.
Yeah, Action Andretti. Like, you stupid motherfucker. Why would you think it was okay to talk to Miro's wife? Action Andretti. You'll get LVP this week. You'll probably get LVP next week as well when you lose to Miro.
Right, you get embarrassed.
But that brings us to a close on another edition of Collision Discourse. JJ, please let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they'll see you next time.
You can follow me. The sun's shining down on me right now. Damn, wow. I ain't done this in a while. I forgot my handle. Oh, Instagram, Haxford_J_Doug. Twitter, Sober Guy JJ. I might change my name to Organic Guy JJ because I feel very organic these days. Go follow me on Facebook. My name, Jaquan James. I'd never say that, so you should take that and run with it. True Hill Heat, the gang. We are at 10K. We can be the 10K gang now. So you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Pornhub, Skonex, Christian Mingle, Farmers Only, Black Planet, X Videos, RedTube. Also Pro Wrestling Tees. We do have some new fire shirts, and the link to
for your wear.
For your wear, thank you. For your wear, we got some new fire shirts up there. Help celebrate the 10K and put some money in our pockets because I'm poor. And yeah, True Hill Heat beat your meat, man. You everywhere.
It be poor out here in these streets, yo. Gotta go. Yes, you can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Go over and subscribe to True Hill Heat Sports YouTube channel. We'll have watch-alongs for NFL, the NFL games for today. So go over and check that out now. And Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month. The True Hill Heat Prediction Championship, plus much, much more. And like JJ said, celebrate a True Hill Heat milestone of 10K by going to ProWrestlingTees.com/True Heels or foryourwear.com/True Hill Heat to get your True Hill Heat merch right now. Hoodies, shirts, tumblers, got all of that and all the great stuff on the channel right now. Check out our interview with Lash LaRue, where we talked about his return to professional wrestling. AE Ramble 115, where me and Jimmy reviewed Dynamite and NXT from this past Tuesday. Check out the True Hill Heat Flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 247 from yesterday with Top Guy JJ, myself, and Miss Chrissy Love. And of course, we will be back here next Sunday to review the latest episode of AEW Collision. For JJ, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Collision Discourse number 14 for the October 14th, 2023 edition of AEW Collision. We are signing off until next time. 10K, y'all.